Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Now, I gotta tell y'all I'm gonna make some changes tonight because my man has been rocking with me for now for 4 years. It's not with me. Craftmatic has some special things he had to do. And I'm gonna tell you that brother been rocking with me from day one. All I can do is wish him the best because he's handling some things. So I gotta make a change to the game. I got somebody with me special tonight, y'all. I want to change up what's going on because one of the things I can tell you is we always bring it from a man's point of view. Tonight I got a special guest. That's right. Gonna bring it from a female side. Yeah. And what I like about her, she's very opinionated. I think like me. Okay. She ain't like me, but she gonna be like me. Now she gonna go by a code name tonight. What New York's what was it again?
A coupling.
Who? Couple.
That's how
A coupling.
Yeah.
Is that like? Never mind. Anything that she might do is not responsible for. I just said that up front. But a coupling.
That's the one.
Hey, if that's what y'all want to follow on Instagram. Coupling, how you feeling tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, look at you. I'm doing good, girl. I got my drink. I gotta get something like you. You know, you got a little hype juice. We gonna hype it up like you tonight.
Okay.
Okay, we gonna bring it to that next level. Okay, okay.
You ready?
Almost. I'm trying to figure out what all you got in that glass. You know what I'm saying? You smiling? You happy? So I think you like being here. So I like that too. And it's gonna be hot as hell up here tonight. So we're gonna make this go a little quick. All right. So what I want to talk to y'all about is last week's show. Now I gotta get your opinion on it. We did love versus loyalty. All right. Now when we did this, we did it separate because we wanted to make it a battle because a lot of people put everything into just love. And loyalty is more defined than if you really just look up love. So one of the things that we broke down is the fact that it's a miscommunication and thought process with each other when we just say a word, but we really want both. So we was trying to find ways where we can incorporate. And you really incorporate loyalty by action. Love is feelings. So we really got to get them two lined together. But since you wasn't during the show and you didn't get a chance to participate, what's your thoughts on that?
Give me the loyalty.
That's what I say.
You can keep the love. Give me the loyalty. Because the person that's loyal to you going to love you anyway.
Now see, you probably wouldn't be liked by a lot of people because that's what I said. I got a lot of haters out there, so you're going to get some too. So thank you for sharing some of mine. I'll give them to you because I ain't got nothing to do with it.
We're doing something right today.
Yeah, but I'm trying to motivate them the other way. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing them off your way tonight. So you kind of sided with me, and one of the things I want people to go back to, we had a full breakdown with me and Kraft doing it in a different way. But one of the things I want to tell you tonight is going to be totally different. We're going to have some fun tonight. She want to get into her own podcast, so we're going to have a little fun tonight. And we're going to make sure she gets into this where we all can hear what she's going to be bringing y'all in the future. I don't always do this, but I'm opening up my platform. So just understand, it's going to be on and popping tonight. So love and loyalty, come check us out. We'll be able to tell you a little bit more than what we did last week compared to what we just talked about just now. We gave you the short snippet because we got to get more into the topic, okay? And that's coming up in a second. Next, I got to give you guys the prayer. Craftmatic always do this prayer. And I'm going to tell you, since Kraft is out, I'm going to go ahead and just do this prayer real quick. Well, I should ask you. You are the guest. Do you want to do the prayer?
You got it.
All right. So I'm going to do a prayer tonight. My prayer is going to be over my man Kraft now. Lord, please make sure you extend your hands to my brother. My brother had to travel to make sure other people are safe. One of the things I want you to make sure, Lord, is make sure he's safe and everybody that's around him. Because one of the things I can tell you, he is one of your angels. Angels that touch people and heal them. So I like you to make sure you look over him in a dark, different place other than home, but make him feel home where he's at, where he can continue doing his work that you have for him. Give me the power to continue to show without him in a way that will show grace for you and everybody that follows your word, and then again change me into a better person as I live this world leeway in a way that shines your light. In Jesus' name, amen. Whew! I had sweat come down my eye. Lord knows, God, he was already saying to me, you might want to talk a little bit more, but ain't no need of stressing or what we all know change need to be. So Kraft, hope you out there, man. I hope you being safe, man. So when you listen back to this, just know we got nothing but love for you. You've been here with me. Spread your love where you at, just like I'm going to spread it here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and jump right to it. All right? We do something different tonight, y'all. We ain't holding back nothing at all. Unrealistic expectations. All right? That's what the topic is going to be tonight. All right, this is what me and you gonna dig into a little bit more the next half. But one of the things I want to set people up a little bit more about this is because when I said it and I was talking about it, we don't always look at our partner what we do. We give them high regards. I like to say you want to put them on a pedestal. You want to make kings and queens out of people that you already know that that's not where they're at. But again, it's not giving no more than a high expectation of what you really want, and then they don't achieve it. And then you still want to believe a dream of what you want compared to what you have. And I just want to make sure I wake some people up tonight. Okay, it's going to be a shakeup. I know y'all going to be mad as hell when you realize the person that well, how do I say it nicely without saying it to a way? If you ain't shit, you ain't shit. Okay? You covered up, but you got covered up shit. So I want you to realize everybody ain't shit, but y'all need to make sure what you dealing with has substance. Because you can't take something that ain't got no substance, no content at all, and think the best of it when you got to put work in it. It's work. And that work got to be achieved by them. So tonight is about to wake people up that's really on a high horse. And I'm really looking at people putting somebody on a high horse that they ain't looking high at all. And you ain't lead me down the path my ass ain't trying to go down. Because I'm a man of my own. So I don't know what all you're choosing. That's why I ask people when they come to dating, take your time and choose wisely. Because I can't make that decision. Hell, I'll be honest, I made a whole lot of jacked up decisions. I ain't perfect. All right, that's why I'm doing this show, because I really feel like at this point I can talk about my errors and look at them not as just horror and mistakes. I can actually look at them as lessons, because I don't cry about them. At this point, I actually get over them. So when somebody else bring it up to me, you can't hurt me with my past. It's only gonna shock you, because I lived through it. You don't hurt about it. That's just how I feel. But I got to get you more involved in this bad boy. Well, tell the people about you first. A little bit where you came from. Tell all your business, because you might get some stalkers out there. I can't be responsible. And that's her mama back there, so that's another thing, too. Just in case y'all be tripping real quick, like, Jay, how you know it? Calm that down. I told you, she about to start her own show, and that's her mama. Respect. Go ahead,
Yeah, so I was raised here in Atlanta.
Okay. So
my
you Georgia Peach?
My mom moved us here when I was about 2. So
you're a Georgia Peach?
No,
raised
she's
here.
an apple.
Oh, okay.
According to
There's an
you
apple
ask my
harder than
mama,
Georgia Peach.
You ask my mama, she going straight for the apple. Hey, and I was raised by the best, so.
Oh, yeah. You a thug. You straight up thug, girl. It's gonna be an interesting show.
I'm in a place in my life, honestly, where you said you can't hurt me by my past, all that stuff. Hey,
You younger than me.
slang it how you want to. It's not gonna hurt me. I did it. I'm not afraid to say I did it, and that's just where we are.
How much did you do? Because I can't tell. I'm over 50, so yeah, I did.
I mean, we've all been teenagers and done, the dumb things. I'm not saying I've done too much. Don't get me twisted now, but I've done, things that probably shouldn't have been done. Dated people I shouldn't have dated. Hey, but that's how you learn.
That is true.
That is how you learn.
But I'm kind of curious about this person you dated.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. It took for me to meet someone and leave the state with no family, no nothing. For me to really just, I promise you, I woke up one day and I said, oh, he got me fucked up or something. Everybody else. And that was my wake up call. And after that, I've been a whole new person.
Now, when you went through that experience, did you have anybody help you through it? Or was it just one that you just had to really impact yourself? It just had to hit you to your soul.
It was me. It took for me to seriously, because I was disconnected from everybody. I was away from my entire family, all of my friends. It was just me and my daughter up there in Chicago. I went to Chicago.
Girl.
I went to Chicago for 3 years, and it took for me to be there away from everybody, where I had nobody to run to, had nobody to help. I had to do it. So I don't regret it, but I learned a lot.
Now, in that lesson you're learning, do you still see it in today where you say, you know something, because of what I went through then, I'm not going to put you through this now. Where you can kind of relate, but you don't always put it back on the person.
I had a big role to play in it, because it takes two to tango, and I understand my piece in it. I understand my piece in it. When it came to that closure point, we had a conversation. This is where I am. This is where I was when I started with you. This is where I am now. I take fault for everything that I did in this, and that was your turn. Now he didn't want to take fault, but that's fine, because for me, as long as I admitted what I did, I can move on with my life.
All right. Now, see, that's a good thing, because that's one of the things I hear a lot about closure. And a lot of times, closure don't really happen. But to me, closure happens when I make a decision and make up my mind where I'm going to go. And that's really closure. But some people got to hear from the other person.
They want to hear the other person got to admit what they did and talk about it. Sometimes it's best not to talk about it because it ain't going to do nothing but piss you off all over again.
I found that out the hard way. But you can't tell people. You know, like now in my life, I want to be more honest. Back then, I lied like hell. I lied to get out of it and everything. It didn't make no sense in telling you the truth when I had this good ass lie that I thought about for a good 15 minutes. And you can get 20 more minutes of me remembering it. After that, I couldn't repeat none of that shit. But it was good. I thought it out. I thought about their reaction. Oh, I was a quick one on my feet when it came to that one. I was. And what it was is I wanted to change the narrative. I didn't want to give you the truth because see, the truth is going to make you mad. So I'm going to give you one that's going to make you think. While you thinking I can get a time to escape. Because I already know I jacked up. So do you really want to be held in a situation that you know you didn't even look good? It wasn't even thought through well. But I thought through the lie. I took more time to think about how to get my ass out of it than get myself into it. So again, so when I say crazy thinking, oh, I was crazy. Because that didn't make no sense now. But it made all the sense then. Boy, I do the dumbest thing. And I'll be going home and be like, okay, now this is how I'm going to play this. How I'm going to spin this. And I got good at it.
And that takes time.
It took a lot of time. A lot of emotions. I had my face where I had to look all crazy because of the lie I'm coming up with. Oh, this happened. Why? I'm just out of the blue. No, get why that shit happened like that. Nowhere near. But I had to play the whole emotions, my hand moving. Oh, but you ain't gonna believe this. Ain't nothing to believe. Your boy tripped in something, tore up, and then count out, and then act like he tripped. I ain't tripped. I knew what I was doing when I got into it. I just found out her friends seen me when I was leaving. I was like, oh, so I know they probably gonna snitch. Mm-hmm. So now I gotta come with some dramatical thing about why I was over there, but nothing happened.
And depending upon where she is with her friend, that'll make it worse. Because you got some women that's not gonna believe their friend, but then you got some women that got them real friends, and no matter what she says, she believes her friend and not you. Like her mama.
Right, and I'm gonna tell you something. I got so good with my lie, they believe me over that good friend because mine added up with theirs did timelines. Because remember when I thought about it, I do the timeline and I drove like you, and I made it to the other side of town way before they called. So how the world I was there and I was already here with you. So just give them a little bit because when you ain't right, you do all kinds of things to prove yourself in a better position than you know you ain't right. And again, that's why I want to talk about tonight a little bit when it comes to looking at somebody unrealistic. Sometimes you're not realistic. You have a lot of fault and a lot of problems that go on today, but you don't want to recognize it. You don't even want to talk about it. All you want to do is ignore it. And like they're going to really go away. And that's back to insanity.
It's all the kettle blame.
Oh, come on now, because it's a deflection. If I talk about you, I'm not dealing with me. Mm-hmm. So every time somebody did something close to what I did, oh, you better believe I had something to say. Knowing I should have been quiet. Guilty as hell. You couldn't shut me up for nothing. And that's why today I talk a lot, but again, I changed my life where I don't have to lie. And not lying is more difficult than telling a lie. And I'm going to tell you this, because now it's harder for somebody just to believe me, not because of the past lies. It's just sometimes even telling the truth. They don't want to believe your truth because they have their own concept, which should have probably happened.
And they're ready for you to lie.
Yeah, because that's what was used to be done to them. So now I'm giving a whole different narrative where I'm not trying to lie. I'm trying to give you honesty. Listen, I was over there, I did some of that, but all the stuff that might come out, all that ain't what I was trying to do anyway. Because that's just being honest. So when it come out, it makes sense because everything I said kind of lines up. But because I already know, it's
and you have people that are not ready to accept the truth. They're not ready to accept that not only can a man be truthful or another person can be truthful, they're just not ready to accept it, period. They just can't. They haven't accepted their own truth. So it's hard. I can't accept your truth if I haven't accepted my own.
And that's when we have.
Ready to accept that.
Oh, there you go.
Not only can a man be truthful or another person can be. Thank you.
It's causing all kind of ruckus. But that's one of the things that I like to say that a lot of people don't want to just turn around and face, but it's one of the things everybody hides from. And again, that's one of the reasons why we brought this topic up today, because I want to bring a little light to a darkness, and that's our own behavior, and then the behaviors that's happening that we don't want to recognize. And I don't want it just from my point of view, because again, just because I dated a lot of this and things, I'm tired of telling my story. Y'all got your own. And I really like for more people to chime in and tell me tonight. But I don't got my boy C tonight. He doing the little remote, so I don't have nobody really to be able to let me know. But I got Miss Edna right there. Okay. Right here next to me.
Hey,
Got your mom. That's what she doing, even though she playing it. But we got somebody behind us that's gonna help us with some inlight. As long as she don't play with what's being said. But we really want to get more outside opinions, because this is a problem that ain't just with J-Say. This ain't just Bartow. This is a problem across the world. And I really like to say, I can't fix what we don't want to talk about, but we can recognize what we do. And it's up to you to make change. It ain't this show ever, it's going to be you. But if I'm willing to talk about it, and I'm willing to open up and give you a little bit of me in the process, can you do the same? And half the time, no you can't. That's why I got haters. Because you would rather throw me on the chop block, watch me get chopped up, than change your own way. And remember, I'm only doing this because Jesus did it before me. He took that walk, but you scared to take it, but that's where you want to go. How you going to face him at the end of the day, and you can't even do a day-to-day? But yet you keep saying you're a Christian, and you this and you that. I'm calling you out tonight. So if you don't like what I'm doing, turn me off. Because tonight is the night you're going to realize we have to change some of the things that we do, because we're not fair. We're not real. And that's right. And I'm willing to open up and tell you, far from perfect. I ain't acting like I am. So are you. We are made from him. So why are we tripping? We got too much going on. But we're going to go to break. Hopefully we got some music playing. If not, y'all just going to hear some nothing, or y'all going to watch Ms. Edith back here chilling. I can't tell you. I got C covering the board from remote, and he having some small issues. But we're going to be right back. Because I'll be like, what's in your cup? Cup of lean. And you start leaning on me, okay now. Cup of lean. All right, well, you can follow her on Instagram with Cup of Lean. Me and Lean is going to try to dig into this topic, all right? We're going to do more in 8 o'clock hour. I got Jeffrey coming on at 7:40. But right now, we're going to look at this real quick. And I'm going to get her opinion, because one of the things I like to say, I'm very opinionated. And I gave you a little bit of mine early on. I'm going to ask you. Have this ever happened to you, or you got any experience that you want to talk about that can enlighten somebody about the problems that we're having right now?
You know what, yes. I've been on both sides. I've been the person who had unrealistic expectations set upon me, and the person with the unrealistic expectations. So, I'll say, having them on me, you can't listen. And I be personal. In that same situation, I was expected to go to work 12 hours a day, sometimes longer, and come home and cook for a house full of kids, clean for a house full of kids, and everything. Because I got 1 kid, but you got 5. And 4 out of the 5 live in the house with us. So you expect me to do all of this and still maintain a full-time job while you go to work and come home and that's all you do. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. No.
So did you start off doing it?
No.
Or trying to?
So when I first got there, there was a lapse in my job because I transferred. So for like the first maybe month or so, I wasn't going to work at all because I had to wait for everything to go through for my job and for them to put me on their schedule. So at first, while I'm at home every day, yes, I'll make sure everything's clean. I'm going to cook. I'm going to do these things. But when I start going to work, we got to split some of this up, sir. What we doing? Most of these kids, not being funny, most of these children belong to you. I got 1. So let's be clear. And it's not my fault that their mama dropped them off and didn't come back and get them. That has nothing to do with me.
Ooh.
So, whereas he expected everything, and then what messed us up was I got a better job. And so now I went from making little of nothing to making some more money. Then the expectations got higher. So now you want me to pay even more bills than what I was paying when I wasn't making that much. And you want me to go to work for a long time, work overtime, and come home, cook, clean, all this stuff every day? No, we ain't doing that. If you can't get in that kitchen and cook, you don't want to eat. Because don't get me wrong, I'm going to cook and I'm going to make sure we fed. But am I going to do it 7 days a week? No, I am not.
But that's a real expectation.
Who?
That's reality.
Yeah, for a housewife. to cook a meal 7 days. Exactly. I was working sometimes 12 hours a day. I was leaving at 9 o'clock in the morning and not getting home till 1 o'clock in the morning because I was at work all day. So you expect me? So and it was said, well, before you leave, you can put food in the crock pot and do this and that. Wait a minute now, you gonna do what? And you get off at 2? No, not 7 days a week. No, we're not.
I'm gonna chime with you real quick. Was it any moves that y'all made to try to offset this? Was it like you ever saying, well, you know, I can prepare some things, but you might have to cook it? You know, where you get a little help, you know, like...
If I put the food in the crock pot, can you make the sides? We ain't want to do that. We want to come home after work and chill, even though we got off at 2:30. Okay? You're not going to get off the midnight. So y'all already ate by the time I got there anyway. But most of the times, if I did not cook, he ordered pizza. That's fine, y'all ate pizza.
So everything was just left on you. And he knew how. So what made you think, since he knew you was coming, do you think he really was just making you a person that just make his life more comfortable instead of realizing the value of y'all working together?
Yep, because he didn't express that value, so I'm gone. So a lot of people get into situations and they don't see what they have until it's gone. So they push that person to the limit. And they don't understand that if we decide to meet each other halfway and communicate and talk about these things, because none of these expectations were said in the beginning. Nothing was ever laid out on the table or said. You just expect it, and it wasn't until we got into it and we are arguing all of a sudden to where you want to say all of this stuff is coming out of nowhere. So you can't even express what you really expect from me when we're at a good place. We should be able to talk about these things when we're at a good place. These things should not have to wait until we argue. Because now you're mad. I don't know if you telling the truth or you're really just mad or you want to just throw shots and hurt my feelings. Like, what you doing?
And that's what it seems like we normally do.
Yeah. You want to say whatever going to hurt my feelings, not the truth. Whereas if I'm going to argue with you, I'm not going to say something to hurt your feelings because I care enough to not hurt your feelings. Because we still got to communicate later. We ain't breaking down. We breaking up. That's a little different. I got you.
Now, you know, you even
if you ain't getting ready to move out, if you're not getting ready to move out, then you might want to watch what you say.
Because what I say, you gonna want to move.
Exactly. And that's where we was. We would get into it so bad to where he would say stuff to where I left him 3 times before I finally left and did not go back. But it took for me to want to make sure that I was done with the situation.
I like that.
Before I finally let it go. And the last time I left, and this man and his crocodile tears, listen, I was like, sir, that ain't working this time. I'm out. I packed up everything I had from the 3 years I was there in a Camaro and left.
So you left some stuff.
What? I did. I ain't gonna lie, I did.
Because you didn't care no more.
I didn't care
it's
no more.
It's not about the material thing.
I left everything. I had purchased the bed we slept in, the dresser set, the couch. All that stuff was because of me. And guess what? You can have it. I don't want it. Clothes and all type of stuff. I'm gone. And I ain't coming back. I'm talking about, and he let it on thick for me to come back that last time. I wasn't coming. No, we're not doing that.
So it sounds like he finally made you make up your mind.
Yep.
Now what about the other way around?
So, growing up, I ain't gonna lie. I've had some real unrealistic, because for me, my parents split when I was young. Okay. So, whereas I was in high school with my mama. So, I only knew what my mama, you know what I'm saying, was saying. I didn't have that male figure in the house to know, okay, this is what you're supposed to expect from a man, this and the third. Because you got a lot of men that feel like as long as they go to work and pay the bills, they can do what they want to do. No. And men feel like, and this the old school men. This not even all the time the new ones. This the old ones. Your class. Your class.
Ain't no way in hell you gonna throw a knife over here.
Your class.
No.
This is your class.
My class. I can speak for them. All right? Yeah, we do be thinking that.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah, we do. Because like I said, if I'm gonna be truthful, I'm gonna be truthful. Yeah, we might think that somewhat, but again, I'm capable of cooking. I'm capable of doing some things. So I already know I don't have full expectation of somebody doing all that for me. I've been very single for a long time, so cooking for myself is something I already know how to do, been doing. But again, if I have somebody that know how to cook, I want to aid her in the kitchen. See, the whole time of being alone is realizing value of a person is missing. So instead of crying about I need somebody in the kitchen, I just want to aid them because that way they will continue wanting to do things for me. Not where it's a hindrance, like what you're saying, where you just get in the kitchen.
It should not feel like a job.
Right. It should be, hey, you get in the kitchen, hey, I got wash it. Or vice versa. Or, hey, you had a rough day, you call me out, then it's on me. And my whole thing is trying to think of a dish for you to make you think or know that I'm thinking of you.
Now let's go to the store and get the supplies.
And I even.
Come on now.
Then you get me home.
Now come on now. You can at least go pick up.
Coronavirus.
Okay, order it.
Okay.
Get it delivered to your door.
Don't stop.
Either way it go, I don't have to go to get off work, go to the store, and come home and cook the food and feed everybody. I don't have to do all that.
Now I will tell you all day long. I will go to the store. I will get some things. That's not even really the issue. But again, a lot of times when you have special issues, you have to make it. I don't know the ingredients and whatnot. I don't like to buy things that we ain't gonna use. It's like a waste of money. So my whole thing is I have to go to the store more with you. So again, it's
with me.
Well, I say with is because again, once I see what you buy, I know that.
I can give you a list and be very specific.
Well, even a list will be very helpful.
I'll send you pictures of it too.
And hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a picture guy. You can see a picture in my phone. It helps me a lot.
Okay.
Because half the time you be writing it down, and a lot of women got pretty handwriting, but it's so dang on pretty. I still don't make that. It do too much cursing. They don't say that on the bottom. I get you the wrong stuff. So
you know what? I will say this.
What's that?
I expected he worked a lot too. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. And I will say that for me, what I had to come back and really just think about it was my unrealistic was. No matter what it is, if I need it or want it, you're supposed to do it. And I felt like that. And I say that because he made a lot more money than me and he worked a lot of overtime. So I felt like if I know you got $5,000 in your bank account and I want to get my nails done, yes, I do feel like you should do it. I don't care.
I know, but you act like a spoiled brat the other day.
You can call it what you want, but I'm just, which now I'm at the point in my life, you know what, you don't need that. Pay for it yourself. I'm good. But then it was like, no. Especially when you telling me what you want me to do. I want you to get my nails done. I want you to get my hair done. And yes, my hair is not cheap. The hair alone is probably going to cost you about $300. And another $150 to get it put in. So yes, I expect you to help me because I want my hair and my nails.
Oh, the hell on. I know a whole lot of people out there, they got their hair done. They ain't spend that much. Hell, they look like a mop. I want to grab them by the ankles. You already know that. That ain't no real hair.
And that's the problem.
That ain't that. I don't know what it is. Yarn? Clothing? Sheet? Hell, I don't know. They put color with it too. That really don't help me. I'm just saying. I ain't talking about a lot of people.
For your hair to not look like a mop, you gotta spend more money.
Well, I get it somewhat, but my whole thing is you have an expectation of somebody paying for all that, and they have an expectation you doing a whole lot, and I feel like that's the breakup of what.
Well, you know what?
Goes on.
It boiled down to me, when you get into a situation, what I did in my past, we can talk about whatever, but you can't hold against something that I did before I knew you. That don't make sense to me. Now, if it's something that's harmful, or okay, if you meet a felon and they killing folk, okay, that's a little different. However, when it comes to past relationships, I can admit to you, yes, when I was with this man, I cheated on him, I did this. I'm admitting that. I'm not saying I'm doing that to you. I'm in this place in my life. I'm trying to be better. However, you upset that I just told you I cheated on an ex. How we doing? That don't make sense.
You know,
I'm not cheating on you. I cheated on them.
First thing came to my mind, you cheated on them, you gonna cheat on me.
Not necessarily.
I know.
Not if I'm at a different.
Role play.
But you know what? And people think like that. My whole thing is, you sat there and told me the same thing. You cheated or you did this and all that stuff. So how you mad at me and I did the same thing? But it's because I'm a woman.
Exactly.
I ain't got time for that. Nope.
Man,
I ain't doing that.
Is the truth?
Yes.
Because you cheated, and I know you probably good at it, and I ain't. I'm mad. There ain't no wake up.
She way better.
You playing me.
Way better. From the best. Women are way better cheaters than men.
Did I even ask you to remind me of that? Because we had a show on that already.
They are.
We are. Okay, so since you so good at it, I feel like you might be playing me right now.
Not at all.
No, let me be.
You want to know why? Because at this point in my life, I choose not to. I can.
What?
I choose not to. Because when you get with someone or when you get in a situation where you're loyal to that person, you can make those kind of decisions.
Because you understand loyalty and you understand how you want to be respected.
Yep, and it's more than love. So loyalty plays a really big part in it. And when you're loyal to someone, you don't want to see them hurt.
So you don't loyal to that person if you cheated.
I wasn't loyal to that person.
You didn't even try to be.
Not at all.
Did you even play like you cared?
A little bit.
So you're a hell of an actress.
You got to play like you care. If you don't play like you care, what you doing it for? Of course I'm going to play like I care. I'm going to play the role real well.
You dangerous.
Of course.
You smiling for no good damn reason.
Hey,
see, this, pay attention. Pay attention.
Did you hear what I said? She learned from the best.
I heard that earlier. You just sit on back there for you start putting all the shade your direction. But again, I really get it, and I'm glad you open with it because bottom line, it does happen. Mm-hmm. And again, we're both play, and that's why I think the game is starting to get jacked up.
The game is jacked up. It ain't starting to get jacked up. It's already jacked up.
Well, if we ain't recognizing what we do, we ain't gonna have a change what we do.
And you got a lot of people like that, they stuck. They get to a certain point and they stuck right there. They don't want to change. They don't want to recognize that they are wrong. They don't even want to admit that they could possibly be wrong.
So can you say that's unrealistic?
Yes.
And
if you can't admit when you messed up and you're wrong, that's very unrealistic. It's not fair. It's not okay. You don't want me to do this because of you, and you got a lot of selfish people who are unrealistic. Who gonna keep playing you and pretending like they not. Just so you don't get with somebody else who's gonna treat you better.
Because they're scared that you gonna get somebody to do better.
Oh, they know you gonna get somebody to do better. They ain't scared, they already know.
Well, that's why the scare is. The scaring is knowing that you will leave them and get somebody better. But they won't change what they do to keep you.
Exactly. Or they get comfortable.
Well, yeah.
And they don't want to continue doing what they did to get you to keep you.
I think
don't change up on me like that.
Well,
if you was courting and dating me, you better continue. If we was having movie night doing this in the third, you better do something. Unless something drastically changed with us and we discuss the fact that we are unable to do the things we were doing before, don't stop. Because now I'm bored. Because I was used to doing this and now we can't do it. Why? Tell me why. Because guess what? If you don't express, if it's financially especially, how you know I can't pay for it? If you were paying for it every time, let me pay for it. Don't change up and we just don't do it.
Oh, girl, I got bills upstairs. I hand to you right now. Shit, I ain't that kind of dude. Don't ever let this age fool you. Shit, I pass it down. You know, water bill, gas bill, they all lined up. And they ain't paid yet. Just whichever ones you want to take care of. I ain't
But she said you gotta be dating, courting her.
Girl, she can act like we doing whatever. I just need the shit paid.
That's the problem.
What's that?
Acting.
I mean, what you just said, you good at acting. You already said it
That's
earlier.
me, not you.
I'm good at acting too. Because once you pay that, I'm gonna act like I'm excited and happy as hell.
And the moment I see that twinkle, not in your eye, I'm good.
It probably wasn't there then.
Exactly.
I probably watered up real quick. Because again, I have an expectation. I like to have stuff done too. But I don't like to say women feel that way. Men can too. We want to have all these things, just like we're gonna do all our hair and all the rest, but we like to be catered to. That's why.
And it don't cost as much. However, it's still something that they get done.
We do. I mean, it'd be nice if a female grabbed the tab, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm used to paying that because that's what I'm used to doing. But again, there's a lot of things that I do. It is nice to be able to see some things come back. Like if I bought all the groceries, because again, you doing most of all the cooking. Well, I started doing some of the cooking, and you never want to contribute because I always started that way. I always did. So it's nice when you try to give some things back. Offsetting is not just about I have the money. It's really about I got your back. And that goes back to your loyalty. And that's what's being lost. And that's why we're going to go to break. But we're going to come back after my man Jeffrey, because I don't know how his day went, because I'm going to tell you right now, this might change the show a little bit. But we're going to go back into this a little harder, y'all, in the 8 o'clock hour, all right? Because we got Jeffrey going to come up next, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Bar Talk with Jay. That last segment, I hope we was able to give y'all some things real quick, but what's about to come up next, I don't really know because I don't know how his day went, but we're about to find out. This person right here is about to come in, and if his day was bad, it might change your whole life. Jeffrey, how you doing tonight, big baby?
Brother Jay, how's everything going with you today, sir?
Man, I'm nervous, man, because you be having them bad days, man. I be feeling it. I do be feeling it, but I'm okay.
Understood, brother. I see you got a young lady with you today. I don't know her name, but how you doing, young lady?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, today was a good day. The sun came out, and it was a nice temperature out there. Not too cold, not too hot. But in spite of all of that, my granddaughter loves me. My son loves me. My daughter loves me. My mother loves me, and you know what time it is. It's time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from a man's point of view.
Okay.
Now listen, I got one reason for the habitually single woman and one reason for the habitually single man as to why you might be single, but before we get into that, here is my disclaimer. Now see, what I'm going to talk about might not apply to you, and if it doesn't apply to you, I don't want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them because you're about to learn something tonight. Ladies, you go first. All right, ladies, some of y'all are single simply because you are not a partner, you are a competitor. I want you to understand what I'm saying. See, you want your man to excel, but not too much. You want your man to look good, but not too good that he takes away your shine. See, you want your man to make good money, but not so much money that it invalidates you. See, you want him to have ambition, but not to the point of exclusion. You want him focused, but not on anything but you, and nothing that you don't approve of. You want him to have goals, but not bigger than yours. You want increase for him, but it needs to be within 3% of your own expected increase. And if that doesn't align, there's going to be some competition. Not companionship, not compassion, not completion, or cooperation. And because he already competes with the rest of the damn world outside of his home, he has no interest in competing inside of his home. So he chooses to leave your ass single.
Oh!
Jeffrey, had a rough day again, eh? Whoa, only thing I tell you, Jeffrey, is going to have a lot of people that ain't going to want to walk in them shoes. Hope they recognize I got somebody right here next to me that look like she wasn't really feeling all that. What you got to say, girl? Got it quiet? What you got to say?
It go both ways.
Okay. You gonna leave it like that?
That's all I can say. He not lying.
All right.
But you got a lot of men that feel the same way. They do the same.
And we gonna get back to Jeffrey because that's what's up next. Jeffrey, take us on to the next level.
All right now, fellas, don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook in spite of that deflection. Fellas, you are next. All right, fellas, some of you are single simply because you are still on the nipple. You still suckling on that smothering and that spoiling that your mother has slathered on you every day that you were born. And you still single because your nuts haven't dropped yet. Because you refuse to stand up and do what men do. And you still single because even when you take the nipple out your mouth, you still got a damn pacifier right beside and put that right in your mouth. See, don't get it twisted. Now, the nipple is a metaphor. The nipple represents leaving your mother's house because you probably don't even know your father. And the pacifier represents whatever you are addicted to that restrains your fire. Where is your fire, black man? Where is your fire in the face of this cold, cruel world? Where is your fire? It's probably at your mama's house because that's probably where you live. That's why your ass is single.
Is that a mouthful there?
Nah, that wasn't even a mouthful. He slapped somebody. But somebody gonna put them shoes on and feel a slapping. You a little upset today, Jeffrey. Somebody put something in your coffee. They haven't. Just wondering because, yeah, that one right there is an eye-opener, but it is a realistic. The metaphor was real because at first I was like, yo, titty, I was like, yo, I seen one, I was drooling, I had the wrong thought. Then Jeffrey slapped me into reality. You're like, I don't do no pacifier. you got too much in your mouth. You do it too much. And then you hold on to too less of what you need. So I definitely feel you, Jeffrey. I can't add no more to that one. That one right there was doggy. So I'm going to go ahead and back up. Do you want to add to that one? You got anything to say? Oh, really? Yeah.
He did that.
Jeffrey, wrap them up, put them together, help us out.
Brothers and sisters, I need y'all to understand there is no room for us to be competing with each other for nothing. We should be cooperating with each other, building up our communities. Now, I got to say, men, there's a point where you got to have some damn fire in you. I don't care how independent she is or how successful she is. You got the right type of fire. Watch her cooperate with you. Now, understand, I didn't say capitulate to you. I said cooperate with you. because she sees something that is inspiring to her. And when a woman is inspired, man, she'll pour something in you and do something to you that will spur you to action and greatness beyond your own self-imposed limitations. So until we start cooperating with each other and start complimenting each other and start, just loving on each other in a way that edifies and builds up the community, we're going to be spinning our wheels, voting for the lesser of two evils with no true benefits to our communities. And that's all I got to say about that.
Wow. All I can tell you is you did that. And I really want people to come together, and I really like how you bring it, because again, that's one of the reasons why, I gotta express to everybody why Jeffrey breaks down the women and the men. It is to get us to come together. It's about looking at faults, but not just looking at them in a negative way. It's like looking at them as how they are and realizing we have to make change. Because just to pick with somebody and talk about somebody ain't gonna change nobody. This show is really about helping somebody recognize what goes on. It's up to you to accept. And one of the things is sometimes you gotta bring it raw. So that's one of the things I love about how Jeffrey do this. Always been doing it. So Jeffrey, since you're bringing it so raw, we're gonna get you on the topic of the night. Unrealistic expectations of your partner.
Okay, all right. Ironically enough, I read something today about a woman who had been married about 20 years, and she made more money for about 10 of those years, and she wants her husband to pay her back because she paid the higher percentage of the bills. Now, they came to an agreement. They said, all right, we're going to contribute this percentage of our income together towards bills. Now, if you make $100, 10% of $100 is more than 10% of $5. So she signed up for it. It was unrealistic for her, therefore, when her husband made more money and the pay was equitable, for her to demand a payback. It was unrealistic because, first of all, that was selfish as hell. And second of all, this is your husband in the house that you two share. They're your damn bills, too. So if the bill's getting paid, and you come to an agreement, don't come at me talking about pay me back because I didn't like the way the agreement went. Now you're making more money. No, I might slide up a little more and pay more, but you ain't getting the investment back because it wasn't something I paid for a crack habit. I paid my part for the household. And sometimes people get in this little mode, this meism. This is what I'm doing in the relationship. You need to turn that me or that M in the me over and make it a we, because when you got the we-ism, there are no unrealistic expectations, because everything you do is about pleasing your partner and making sure your partner's okay. And if they're operating the same way, everything they do is about making sure that you okay. Those unrealistic or unrealistic expectations come from people in relationships with single mindsets. Sit your ass down with that foolishness.
So again, all I can tell you, Jeffrey, man, I appreciate you coming on the show, man, every week. I know there's some times that you came, but one of the things I always say, you've been very dedicated, man, ever since I brought you on. And all I want to say is thank you, because you have enlightened even me and everybody that might have been listening, even though you might have haters, because again, Jeffrey, we grow them. We try to motivate them, but the bottom line is they're going to do what they do. We have to do our part. One of the things that Jeffrey does is he pushes people to do more community things, understanding what goes on today. And I like to say that's one of the things that pushed me to do more in the community. I share some of the things that he shares on Facebook, and also some of the experiences that we both share together, because we communicate. I just want to make sure we all have that connection with everybody, and then we'll be in a better place. Instead of hating on each other because I'm not doing what he's doing, but the bottom line, at least he's doing something. Ask yourself the same. So thank you, my brother.
All right, man. Much obliged. And I look forward to talking to you again next week. And it don't go both ways. We were talking about the women in that particular segment. How am I going to go both ways? I can't stand it when women do that. It don't go both ways. You better own your faults in this relationship then.
I told you don't hold back. That brother real, he real. So only thing I can say is thank you, Jeffrey, man. We'll be back next week. And I'll hit you up like I always do. And we're going to take a break real quick, but we can come back and chime back in on some of the things Jeffrey said at our 8 o'clock hour. And we'll be right back. back into. Because again, he slapped some people. I told you, you never know how his day gonna be. I try to tell y'all ahead of time. But one of the things I want to get back to and say, this is October. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So one of the things I want to do is say, to all the people that's going through all kinds of different things, you got COVID, you got breast cancer, you got, cancer has been hitting us for a long time. One of the things I want to do is bring recognition to it and also say that, hey, don't stop giving, don't stop caring, and please, you don't even know who got what. So a lot of people are surviving through it, like my mother is, and you would never be able to tell it. So the only thing I can tell everybody is keep your head up, and let's all work together because we got this COVID situation, we can get past it. Quit blaming China. Quit blaming the president. Quit blaming and start changing because the bottom line is being spread. So if we all come together in the right way, we can put a grip on it instead of blaming because right now the only thing I'm seeing is people wearing, talking, and fighting, and we ain't changing the fact that it is whooping our behinds. Too many people have passed away. And I really feel like we can take this more aggressive stance compared to waiting on somebody to tell us what to do. We already heard from some of the scientists. We know about some of the herbs. We need to do everything we can to protect ourselves and quit waiting for a superstar to tell you what you already know. Let's use our intelligence and quit listening to people's ignorance because I really feel like that's what's hurting us today. But that's my little break. That's my little intermission. Now I got to get back to this topic. Now, during the break, I had somebody sitting in the background over there. One asked about why it's got to pay and why we can't go to the movies. And it was a debate. And I was trying to give her some thoughts because the bottom line is what's in your household is going to be in your household and it got to be communicated. And you can't just throw it out there for everybody to understand it because we won't. Because we're not walking in any one of y'all's shoes. So we just hear it and we're going to give you our best opinion. But the bottom line, opinion is opinion. So I was saying to you, again, during the break when it comes to always paying, if I always do it, and it's something that you're uncomfortable with, it's just got to be a communication. There's need to be said where you are comfortable in the whole relationship, where you don't feel undervalued. You have to have value in it just like I do. And then when you do, it wouldn't be looked at that way. It'll be starting to be looked at in a better way. And then you can offer, but the bottom line is he's not changing. That's probably causing you to have a problem. But I was trying to tell you before, if you had a situation where your car was going in the shop, and I'm looking at what I might be paying, I would say, okay, well, we might not want to just go out to the movies because of COVID-19. We'll do a Netflix, we'll do something in, but I want to still show you how to spend some time with you. Because normally when you're asking to go somewhere, it's about spending quality time with that person. Now, and I don't want to deface that, but sometimes I got to look at financials because, again, I got to make sure you don't break down side of the road. Because that's more important to me than watching any movie, is your well-being. That's when you start feeling a loyalty. That's when you start seeing a person in a different way. And that's what you want, a protector. A person that's showing you loyalty and care, not a scare. Scare is just doing what you want to do to shut you up. Okay, that's what you want to do? Okay. That's just to make you happy, put a stupid smile on your face, and I can care less. Okay? And then I really feel like those relationships don't last long because, again, you're going to see through them. I mean, it's really simple. And paying for everything, I ain't going to lie to you, that's going to be a situation that, again, you're comfortable with, you talk to somebody. I know people that feel like, I want to pay 50-50. I love a person to come to me and tell me they'll pay 50-50 of my bills. I date the hell out of them.
Me too.
Because if you see my bills, the way I got to pay, bring your, I mean, you got to look like something though. So please, everybody everybody can't inbox me and say I got half.
Even if they got half?
They got half, they ugly as hell, no.
Yeah, why not?
No, you can't
They
do
got
that
half.
to me. They got half on what? They need to spend some money on themselves.
They got half.
No, it looks got a hell I do. You gonna be hell no. My partners can't be. No, you can't be scared. My mama old. You wake up scared the hell my mama. Scared my mama to death.
But they got their half.
They got their half.
What does
half of us
pictures have to do with them having their half?
Halloween only comes once a month.
Once a year?
Yeah, once a year.
But they got their half.
On trick or treating.
On your birthday.
Yeah. So you scare people on that day, and that day.
Ain't right.
You can't be doing my mama like that. No.
Because looks are not everything.
It ain't just all about
You're
looks.
right, but you can find the ugliest person out there and they'll be so loyal to you, you wouldn't know what to do.
I bet you they might, but I won't
And
know.
they got half.
They might not, and they might. I don't know. It ain't
You
half.
So, in other words,
I have to have some interest in
in
it.
other words, what you're saying is looks play at least a 25%.
Unrealistic expectations.
Hey, that ain't unrealistic. You keep that ugly ass. You want to look at that ugly ass. Listen, I'm gonna keep it real. I feel like it
But a
has
person
to be.
can be cute on the outside and ugly on the inside.
Let me tell you something. They can't, and I get rid of their ugly ass too. 'Cause that's still ugly.
It's still ugly.
That's still ugly, and that's what I look at ugly. Ugly ain't always just about the look. It's just your whole intent. So when I say ugly, see, y'all automatically pick something. See, you can be a person that have a beautiful personality and show things that I can look past some of the flaws because I got them
Two
too.
Halloween flaws.
Now, all some of them now, those self-inflicted. You can't put tattoos all over your ass and think that you just gon' that wasn't cute, that wasn't well thought. I might have to pass on that. But when I tell you a person that been through some things and they got some scarring through life, I can look past the scarring when I understand what you stand for and how you can see in the me. Okay? That's where I get more beauty. Not just what God gives you. That's that beauty that, oh my God, everybody want to run after. Okay? That's when you can get that ugly on the inside because he gave you that prettiness on the outside. That's why you can bite into an apple and get a worm. The apple look good though, till you bit into it. Now you got more than you thought. And that's continues, it could happen, but the bottom line is, people ain't gonna always show a worm. They show an outer exterior. And that right there could be what I call unrealistic. So to get to know somebody, you gotta spend some time with a person. And that right there
is still don't truly know until about 5 years later.
well, and people are telling me all the time, why you gotta date so long? Why can't you meet a person within 3 months? No. No, I'm gonna be honest.
Well,
I actually got engaged with a person
okay.
probably 5-6 months
Okay.
in the dating. It didn't make it, okay? And I ain't talking about that person in any kind of negative way. Because again, I've dated other people and it went longer and shorter. You gotta have an expectation of you. When I went through that, I started seeing more into a person unrealistically and I forgot about me. And when you do that, you gotta hold ownership because that person started showing me things that I didn't even want to see. That's why I love the topic because you gotta realize that early on. Or you can make a lifelong bad decision. Now, even though I didn't marry this person is still a good friend. Now, most people wouldn't even want to be a friend when you engage and you done spent time, you done went through hell and back, but I didn't have to hold regret.
I'm in the same boat. He proposed and everything, and now we can talk on the phone. Good friends.
Right.
Good friends. Relationship don't work.
Almost
Sometimes
make
you put in people's life. And you know what's funny? I just had this conversation with somebody yesterday. And I had to tell her, when you want the best for somebody, that's okay. But if they're not putting into you what you're putting into them, then there's a problem. You might be in this person's life to better them for the next obstacle or for the next person. But you have to be okay with that. You can't be selfish and not want them to take that and go on by their business. You got to be okay with that. Because you very well could be in this person's life to push them to want better. And they see the difference.
Now, I feel you.
And go
I feel you. But I'm going to need you to drink what you drinking because I'm going to tell you right now, a woman going to tell you, I ain't fixing your ass up with nobody. And again, some can, and I won't talk about all. It's just a lot of people feel like I am not grooming you for somebody else. And I mean, they said on up front, I heard conversation. It's not for me to say, I don't know women like that. I'll tell you right now, obviously, the brother divorced, brother had a fiance that didn't work, and I dated a lot of different people. So I am far from a person that know what the hell a real great relationship is, but I understand faults. And that's why I do what I do, because you got to go through the faults to understand you. It is an understanding of you before you can become a great person to make a great relationship.
And that is why some people end up being together for years and they don't even like each other because they cannot let go of the fact that I've done this for you, I've invested all of this into you, and now I don't want you with somebody else. So now, truthfully, we both miserable, but we don't want to let go because we both feel like we've invested into each other and we don't want nobody else to get it. No, Ain't nobody stopping my happiness.
Okay.
Guess what? I done invested. Hey, life goes on. Thank you. I'll see you later. I hope your next situation is a lot better.
Let me let y'all know, I invested in a lot of things financially that did not work out well. Okay,
Hey, guess
everybody
what? We
look at
buy
this
cars
stock
that mess up
market.
and we gotta get another
I had
one.
several.
We buy nasty food. I mean, all of that stuff is an investment because you pay, and that's financially. So think about that relationship the same way. You can put that stuff into it,
Mhm.
and if it don't work, let it go.
Go. Now, I'm gonna tell you though, letting go is not always easy.
It's
It's
not.
easy said, not done, and I get it. And that's why I love talking about it right now in this forum, because I went through both, where it was hard to let go of one person and it was easy to let go of another. That's just because of life experience, exposure level. Because bottom line, if I ain't been exposed to a lot of things, I don't want to meet a lot of new things. Because I'm not used to all that. I don't want that. I would rather keep what I got. And that's what people get comfortable. Seriously, that's where it comes from.
Real comfortable.
I don't want people just to get comfortable when a person is not valuing you. When you don't feel
And you
the
have
value,
to see that. But you
yeah.
have to value yourself to see another person
That's where
not
it
value.
starts. And with most people, but he do everything else for me. When you value you, you'll realize they ain't doing as much as you think.
At all.
Exactly.
And that's where they get you. That's almost like a side game.
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing is stop playing games and realize what's not good for you ain't really good for me, and then we stay together just because. I hate to say it. This
And
is
now
what the
10 years
past
later,
is.
we miserable.
Yeah, I mean, a
I
lot
know
of
somebody
people,
right now been with somebody 10 years and been miserable for the last second.
But they tell you, I'm still with them,
Exactly.
and this is what it is. I don't think that's what's written. That's what you chose.
Mm-hmm.
God gave you choice.
And at some point,
That's
you
just what you
have
chose.
to choose yourself. People, the world makes us feel like it's not okay to be selfish. Oh, we teach our children, no, don't be selfish, share. At some point in your life, you have to be selfish and choose yourself
Mhm.
before you can choose anybody else. And for anybody else to choose you, you have to love yourself,
Right.
care about yourself, take care of yourself,
Yeah.
and then somebody else can come in and add value to it to where you don't feel like you need them.
Right.
They're around because y'all know how to coexist,
Right.
and you want them there, not because you need them and can't live without them.
No, I just want somebody to share.
That's fine too. Then they share and they go home.
I will, give me a high five.
Hey, share and then go home. If that's the case.
So, we got something clear tonight. Some sharing can be good. It has to be communicated, and you can't do the extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens with the extra stuff?
Mm.
Do I need to go with that
Feelings.
unrealistic? The feeling, but you got to think about it. When it started off, you didn't have them.
But
Because
now they got them, and now you got to deal with
It
it.
don't take long though.
And let's be clear, women are emotional creatures. So yes, you do have men who feel like, no, in the beginning I told you what it was. My brother say this all the time. I told her what it was. We discussed this in the beginning. Now she got feelings. Now she want this out of me, that out of me. Guess what? Women are emotional creatures. So yes, you get a lot of women that lie. They'll tell you, I'm cool with that. That's okay. Don't believe that. She lying.
well, I ain't know.
She lying.
I heard that's what made them down.
She lying because guess
I
what? It's
know.
gonna get to a point, whether it happens in 2 months, 3 months, 2 years, or 3 years.
Mhm.
She's gonna get to a point where she cares so much. You still thinking everything all cool.
Right.
In her mind,
Uh-huh.
it's something totally different.
Why? Why she can't communicate with her mind? Because in my mind, we was good. I told her how it was. It seemed like it was going good. She put it down the last time, and then came back with an attitude. You didn't have that. You brought some enthusiasm. I don't know about that. You brought some enthusiasm, which I like. Now the attitude, I ain't like. So, cause I don't like to argue. I don't like mess. So when you coming back with me and you telling me about your feelings and everything, my whole thing is it's a debate. So now I gotta go into my feelings because it might not align. Because when we start off, and I understand you can start off with the truth. It doesn't matter. Somebody can have envision you in a different way, and I envision it this way, and I get that. That's fine. But when we had the conversation, it become more of a heated argument. I'm not understanding why we got to argue over what started off as this conversation. It started off with it was cool. You just want to smash. You got a lot of stuff going on. I got a little free time. We'll make it happen. Bada boom, bada bang. Now, one of my boys said, you wrong if you give her and put the kids to sleep, a situation. Oh, forget it. A dick. You give her a game. You give her
Oh,
a
that's your fault at that point.
Right. Because you give her the business.
Mhm.
All right. You put it down.
And now you can't sleep with nobody else because now you done gave it to me, and now although it's all of it just that, that's fine. You doing just that only with me.
I mean, hold on, because you went there, but hold on.
That-
when I gave you that A quality,
That should have
D,
been a part of the agreement. You should have
I
gave it
mean,
to me.
it wasn't part of nothing. I gave it to you because you know you came right. You
Okay.
came in a way that you know something. I'm about to put this down because before I gave it to her, I gave her CD. We're gonna call it CD, keep everything somewhat clear. You give her, and if y'all understand abbreviations, I can't help you tonight because I ain't told you the word the first time. Go back, rewind, figure it out. You give her CD. Now, when you give her CD, she is like, okay, but she ain't really into you. Now, when you...
But if it's what it says, why she gotta be into you? See, that's the problem. You just told on y'all.
I told her we listen because I got you. I'm going back to it.
Okay.
But I didn't think I got the best out from you. So I gave you C. And I think you might have gave me C. And I seen towards the end you was giving me B. You took it to a place where I would like to go to B. Because so the next time, I already seen that, if I tune you up a little bit more, it seems like you go a lot further. So it's like a wind up, okay? So the first time was just in. It was just in, but we made it work. We're going to talk about it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't play. So we ended this second game. Second game, we went from C game. You went into a B game. I want to go to an A game because I seen your B game. I want to outdo you. It's a competition. This competition, this sexual, I'm sorry, kid side, it's real, and this is how you relate to real situations. So, I came with an A game on this one because I know you a little bit from that experience. That experience made me feel like, okay, I want to do a little something this time. This is going to be a little, but she can understand me a little better. So, I go for an A game. Now, it could be wrong for it, wrong, but let's talk about it. So, I give you A game. Your A game. My A game get matched with A game. All right? I seen you C. I seen your lazy game. I seen that just, okay, let's just do this smash and buy. And the B game was coming later on, but the A game was strong. We both in it. We are feeling each other. We moving with each other. Now at this point, we have not talked about a relationship. We have not talked about anything. This is just us having chemistry. This is us chemistry in the bed, making it happen because we're adults. This is adults. Younger people understand everything ain't for everything. Just listen and maybe you learn. So you vibe, you understand. Sometimes it comes with a conversation afterwards. A lot of time it comes conversation down the line because some people feel uncomfortable. Down the line conversation need to be happening because again, if feelings are growing because of this was a competition, and that's what happens in a lot of relationships. Relationships can be a competition because bottom line, you are selfish, I'm selfish. I want to be on top, you want to be on top, and everybody want to be in the win, okay? But we ain't always talking. This wasn't even for us to be in a relationship. This was a smash. But anybody even smash like to be fulfilled. So now when you bring an A game, it's like, okay, I ain't never had the A game. I like A game. So at this point, you can hire on the list. Yeah, I might have had two other ones. Listen, them, those are C players too. You just evolved to a star player, okay? Now, you are in a position and in a place where you want to change the game because I got a star player and I don't need the rest. Now, to me, that causes a conversation. Realistically, you can't stay there and expect, because I like to say that would be madness. I would like to say, to give you a real reality, you have to come out of that and have that conversation to meet the expectation that you did not see. I did not expect us to be like that. But we're going to come back and we're going to have more involvement. I'm trying to get more people involved in this. It's not just how I feel. This is all about what we do. And if we all can understand what we do, we can change what we do to be the best us. And I don't know where you at. This show is about us coming together. Got a new host tonight. She vibing with me. It's the same thing I want to do with you. Can you rock with me? Tell me what's up. We'll be right back. Welcome back with Bar Talk with Jay. It's Women Takeover. I don't know if y'all know this. I got a lot of women in the house tonight. My man Craftmatic is out. Women Takeover, because again, I said something tonight and I am getting my behind pounced. I gotta hold my own, and again, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. So I need some people to holler back, help me on this one, because again, I'm being hammered because I did an A game, and then they said, why would you do an A game and you just smashing? And again, I'm just being more honest, because a lot of people ain't being honest. That's why the change ain't happening. And I did the A game because I seen a B potential. When I started with a C, I seen the B. I went with an A to see if this person can match, because again, it's a smash. It might have just been, what we was doing our thing. But again, if they match and at that point and they vibed and it was great or good or whatever it might have been, I really like to say a conversation came from it. Now that conversation went different ways. Again, your A game might not be hers. Please remember, when I mentioned the A game, I gave her something totally different. It don't mean it equaled up to what she was anticipating, wanted, or anything else. It is my point of view, okay? And that's what somebody hit me over the head with. Well, why would you just get there and you ain't in no relationship and you ain't in, because I wasn't in no relationship and I ain't been in no relationship in a while. So I want to make sure I don't lose my skills for when I get in one. And so I have to make sure I still got it. So I have to put it down every so often. Now I don't have to, I want to, all right? Because I have a talent and I want to put it down. That's what I want to do. That's me. Maybe I just need to be in a relationship. I don't care. I wasn't in one. I mean, not just see, I want to make sure I steal. Because remember, what I feel is not always going to be translated to what she wants or what she is going to equate is an A game. You don't know that until you in it. Period. You say you're good as you want. Until you into somebody, they'll tell you quickly, yeah, whatever, that's garbage. Now what? Now you feeling a different way. Now something when she give me, and y'all talked about me, I've been with somebody that gave me A game. She came and did some thing that, hey, my toes curled, and I was wondering, why did she do this? We knew what it was. And I tell the story again. I said it a long time ago. She came over. She talked to me for a minute. She said, "I'm gonna come over one day and I'm gonna show you, Jay. I'm gonna rock you." I'm like, whatever. We talk. Now, when we talk, I hardly ever seen her. So when she told me what was gonna happen, whatever, I can hold my own. This one came and she was finer than I thought she was. All right, and she just showed up late, and she came and she looked very appetizing. She came hard. She was like, okay, where's your room at? House first time. Never ever been here. Upstairs. Well, that's where we need to go. At this point, I felt like a schoolboy. What's up, teacher? I'm ready to get taught. Show me. Right there, in that room right there, show me. Got up there, she went in the bathroom, came out naked and looking at me like, why you still got clothes on? That was the fastest first time I ever got undressed so quickly and was happy, but she was so thug with it. It's like, yo, you gonna do, and it went down. Did it, got done, got up, got dressed so fast. I'm getting up like, okay, maybe round two, she dressed. I could still undress you, cause after what we just did, we hey, give me a come here. We do this all over again. They were nice. She said, but I still got stuff to do, and I already know you're busy, like you told me. Because I set up that, it ain't like that. It's just in and out. She played me how I talked. So again, when I said, something, she playing hard. It's okay. I said, that's cool. Yeah, bro. I feel you. Because at that point, I'm good. I already marked down. She could come back over and over and over. And I was like, in my feelings. I said, yes. This one here, this thug. I like this. Walked her down, gave her the hug, stood there the whole time she drove off. That's when you know. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm in the house for you to pull off. Just make sure you know the door closed. Bye. See, I'm still out there. It was kind of cold. I was like, watching her go up the street. Just in case she wanted to stop, come back. Oh, right there. Girl, I was like, came back in. I said, man, I don't believe how she just did that, But I just, she'll call me. I know she could call. After that,
Did she call?
How long?
yeah, she called. She called. It was just as cold as my black ass was. When I first, she was like, and it was. And she was like, oh, what's going on? How you doing? I was like, good. I was like, calling to see you come back. She was like, no, I travel. You know that. I can catch up with you, when I'm back in town again, but ain't no guarantee you win. You talk about a shrunk. I was in the bed thinking I was going to, get my Machiavelli on. Got my, you know you ready to come back and get this, right? You know you come back and she like, no, I travel. I can't even tell you I gave A game. I that was C totally. But my whole thing, she gave me way more than C. She gave B plus, A. Fuck that A. She gave me A. She made sure she things that happen I can't repeat. But I'm gonna tell you, had fun. Great fun. And it made me realize again about being a male chauvinist and being a certain way. But she did it to me. And she didn't do it in a cold way. She did it how I was doing it. That's the way you realize how you act. And that's why when I say A game, everybody A game. So when I say I gave A game and somebody pounce on me, you ain't in a relationship, why would you do that to cause feelings? She didn't. She knew she did it. She did it because of who she was dealing with. And like I said, you could talk your ass into a situation and a person can meet you there. And that's exactly what happened. So like I said, y'all can play it both ways, whatever. I'm just being more honest with mine when most people are going to be quiet with theirs. Because I know more people did A material with a person that they know damn well was giving them C. And then they wonder why I said it. Because I have to be more honest because we ain't going to change. Now, what made me do it is because, again, I didn't know her like that. We didn't have no vibe like that. I didn't know it was going to go down like that. I talked to her. We talked periodically. So, again, did I expect that? No. But how she came is how we was talking. She heard everything I was saying. And she gave it to me exactly how I was talking. I was like, it's crazy how people just want to stay, leave stuff at your house. She made sure she took everything. Everything. When she left, she could have left something. I wanted to leave something. I did. I wanted to take something. I did. Before she just take it. Just take it out your bag. You gonna come back here in your wallet. Because I know Kyle County gonna pull your ass over. I come bail you out. You think crazy when you start dealing with certain things.
But that's what we were telling you.
Yeah, well,
when you give out that A game and a woman act crazy on
she
you,
did
it's the same thing.
I know, and I went crazy.
And now you want to know why she pulling up unannounced. Now you want to know why she calling your phone and won't stop and you got to block all of it.
We're not talking about that one. She's giving you...
Let me tell you something. She gave me A game. I didn't stalk her.
You're a man. That's the difference, though. You are a man. We women are emotional creatures. You are a man. I just told you. So you felt some kind of way.
I did. I wanted to take her wallet for she could come back.
Exactly. So as a man, you didn't want to do anything further. However, as a woman, we are emotional creatures, and when you do that and you try us like that, now we pulling up unannounced. Now we calling you, and we not gonna stop because women go off of emotions and men don't.
All right, so men, I hope y'all hear this tonight about the A game and giving quality because
if you don't want those problems, don't do it. If you don't want some problems, don't do it.
No, and it's real.
Give a B.
It's real.
Give a B.
When it comes to women, it's real.
But you know what though? A real woman can admit that. Let's be clear and let's be transparent. Right. Don't fuck me like that. Cause I'm telling you. Listen here. If you don't want us to be more than just doing this, don't do it. Don't do it.
It's
because
change the game.
Hello? Because now you ain't doing nobody else, and I'm gonna tell you that. But it's your fault. Don't fuck me like that. Nope.
Should have gave you the C.
Give me C, give me B. You bring out that A and that A plus. Now we got a problem.
Give a K if you want.
I'm trying to tell you.
Now K might get you thrown out.
That's gonna get you put out for real.
Yeah, don't go.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't go sloppy.
You can give me a strong B, but you need to hold something back. Don't give me A because at that moment when the stakes change, you cannot be mad.
No,
but you're a man. Some men are emotional like that though. Because just because you took it well, I know a lot of men that would not have took that well. They would have found her. Oh, you out of town? Where you at? I'm on my way. Okay, I know a lot of men who would have went after her because she did that. The same way women gonna go after the man who do that. But women are more prone to doing that because they are emotional creatures than a man is. So some men do it, but most men won't. Or a good bit of men won't.
I would tell you all day long, one of the reasons why I couldn't see myself doing it, I talked myself into it. Mm-hmm. She gave me a dose of my own medicine. Yeah, and when you see that, I can't chase what I already kind of created. I created my own monster, and I didn't create her. I talked her up. I talked to her. I didn't know she had that ability to do some of the stuff I was talking about because I didn't see her like that. We talked. One time I was on different date sites. I'm pushing my show when I'm first going. I'm doing all kinds of things. I'm everywhere. and meeting everybody. And when I talked to her, it was more talk. We always talk, hardly ever see anybody. That's just how it goes. Sometimes you meet, most times I don't. Day sites work great for some people, don't always great for me.
Catfish, that's all I think about when I get it.
Catfish can be, but you got to understand, a lot of times I put my personal business out there. I'm a truck driver. Well, I wasn't a truck driver. I own my own business, but I said trucking. Most women say, "Oh, he already hoe." Then I said talk radio. Yeah, that's another situation where you're looking at me and a hoe. So you're looking at something that people can look negative. What I really like is, regardless of what they might look at, you just got to be the strong as you. And I found a strong person that didn't look past that. She wasn't worried about that. So that's why she did what she did.
Guess what? I got somebody right here. That A game will get you cut. Do you see that? I'm telling you.
Now again, while I'm being beat up by women, I'm taking my beat up in a positive way of realizing.
Because you know the old you, and you know you were there, but now you're at a different place.
Right.
However, there are a lot of men that are still the old you.
Right.
And they need to hear that.
And that's why I give it.
And me having two younger brothers, I try to tell them all the time. Me and my youngest brother had this conversation all the time because this man think he can date older women and he think he can play with them the way that we talking about. You cannot do that, because if another female call my phone and want to talk about it, we got a problem. So that's the thing. You giving out this A all over the place. And now you mad that they got feelings. And now you mad that they want to do stuff with you. We ain't supposed to do that. Supposed to be just sex. Nope. We want to go to the movies. Now we want to go out and eat. Why? Because you gave that A game. And now I want more than just sex. I want your attention. I want your time. Now I want more from you. And so you're right. In the beginning we talked about it was just sex. But 6 months, a year, whatever down the line. Oh, it's more than that now, sir. You either, hey, it's more. You better come on with it.
I did come on with it. That's why I gave you the A game. I was like,
but that's the problem, though. You giving out that A game, but now you mad that I want more.
He ain't got nothing else to give.
No. I'm gonna be. Hold on. No, she said something.
Multiple wanting.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now. This is where the problem comes from. Because, and I like to say, a lot of men feel so way. The A game can get the attention.
Kill.
No, it's the mind game that'll get you killed.
That too.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I give you an A game, and I put it on you. It's the fact I can come back with it. Because see, when you say I don't have no more, I got way more than just sex. Because I can mentally stimulate you just like as I can physically. I just gave you a physical because it's something I ain't did in a while. But I ain't took time to give a person a mental because I don't feel like I have time to give it to them because I'm not in that position. So I thought giving it to them an A game, so what? That's just keeping me in the game, making sure I still got that little thing I like to throw out and do. It felt like I'm good still at. But to me, it's going to be the mental, because when you come back after I give you the A game, it's going to be the things that change you. That's why I can send people to Grady. It ain't just the physical, it's the mental. Because again, when I mentally show you that I can support what I just did, that's what makes you want to go crazy. I promise you, if a person just lay it down and he ain't about shit, you just say, damn, that was just some good dick.
No, we talking about expectations,
well,
but now I
the
got
feelings gonna come from when
I want more of your time.
Guess what? No, if we talked about it just me and sex, and we only get together when it's about sex, and you giving out that A game, although you may not have mentally shown me what more you can do, my expectation is, oh, that's coming. That's coming.
Because that's automatic.
And I expect it to come eventually because you're giving out A game in the bedrooms, and now I expect you to leave the bedroom. What else you got?
Then you go.
And you, what else you got? Automatically.
Because you already did this.
Game. I'm going to tell you. No, we done did that. That's great. We're going to keep that going. Yeah.
Because I wanted that.
Hello?
Because I ain't get it before.
There you go.
Because what you was giving me before was garbage. But now you rose to a level. And that's why I said, if you want to keep it garbage, keep it garbage. But if you going to step up right. And my whole thing is, the problem is, people say keep it garbage, keep it C game, keep it from anybody being hurt. I hear that.
Garbage. We can evolve over time, but
we
can evolve over time, but that's gonna come with that communication. That's true. That's gonna come with that communication. And now, don't get me wrong. You do get some men that continuously, even with the sex evolving, that will tell you this is just sex, and a woman can't take that. But at that point, it is up to the man to stop and let it go. Stop sleeping with her because she's telling you she want more. But the sex good. Her sex good to you just like yours good to her. But when she's telling you she want more, you like, no, that ain't what this is. It's just sex. You need to stop. Because she's telling you that she want more and you're not willing to give more and you're telling her that. Don't get me wrong. So you're thinking it's okay to keep going and keep having sex.
Nope.
You need to stop.
Now,
Because she's telling you what she's wanting.
I'm going to tell you all day long, personal experience. I've done exactly what you just said because, again,
It was good to you.
it wasn't even just about that.
Oh.
I won't even tell you like that. I'm going to tell you is when I see an expectation, okay, that's going to be unrealistic for me. And you put me in a position where I'm not seeing where you want me to be. That's unrealistic. So now at that point, I'm pulling back as a grown man, knowing I had a great opportunity to be with a person and we all knew what it was. But I see the crazy coming out of you and you're pulling something out of me that I don't want. I'll pull back. I have not had sex. I've pulled away from a person.
A lot of men don't have that type of willpower.
But let me tell you something. Even with me doing that, I have people that will tell you when they go crazy, they go crazy. It's after that. I'm telling you where I did not have sex. I did not do anything sexual.
She remember what you were doing.
Well, I mean, my whole thing is, you know, a lot of times.
Right, but you
She remember it.
all the way.
But when I tell
Don't check on me. Don't ask me how I'm doing. Go cold turkey.
My whole thing is about pulling back. You can do anything respectfully. Bottom line, people have a hard time letting go. So my whole thing is when you put it down, you got to understand the ramification.
Be prepared.
And I didn't always get that in front of me. And my whole thing is, I seen where I wasn't going to go. I did it respectfully as I can, but don't get me wrong. There's no right, wrong. Bottom line, you went there. It's opening Pandora's box. It is what it is. So when you open it, you try to not close it, but you try to respectfully back away from it. Because at that point, it gets to be too much. I don't like the aggressive attitude that you're giving me towards how I look at somebody, what I say, what I do. When you know I'm out here, you know how my life is, but you want to change me. Now at that point, I already know we're going to have a problem. But I'm going to address it the best way I can. Where I'll be like, okay, I'm going to pull back. As a man, I have my apple,
You
my
gonna
pie.
pull back or you gonna let go?
I'm pulling back to let go. I'm pulling back because, again, as I'm letting out, it don't have to be the disrespectful or this, hey, I don't want it. My whole thing is, hey, this is just too much. We got too much going on. And right now I can see you want a lot more than what I want. And I'm sorry that you feel that I should be this person when I told you along, but nobody want to hear about what I've said. It's about what you do. And what I'm doing now is showing you. I'm showing you we're not doing this. So you can't do this. We can't do that. Even though you force it up, we're not. Now, at that point, I'm being as strong as I can without being to a point where I'll just cut you off completely, ain't talking to you behind. I don't have to be hateful to no one. I had a fault. Remember, you have to respect yourself. I had a problem with myself when I did some of this stuff. So ain't no need of me acting like it's her. She sprung on me. She stuck on me. No. She stuck because of things I did, and I have to take ownership. So I ain't going cold turkey on her. She ain't going cold turkey on me. My whole thing is I have to respect her and back away and realize that's not what I want. I hope she can understand it, and I ain't gonna lie to you.
She don't.
It didn't go well.
You gave out the A game. She don't understand.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think, I gave out B+.
She don't understand. Sex comes with feelings. I don't care what people say.
Well, I've been giving it to her for the longest.
That's the problem. You've been giving it to her for the longest. This wasn't a one-time deal and it's done. You've been giving it to her for the longest on a consistent basis. So now you done gave it to me more than once, and now it's programmed what that feel like.
I mean, it's
I'm
programmed.
fantasizing about what that feel like.
I mean, I program.
All right then.
I write
so
programs.
now I want more. Forget you trying to back up, because now, because we are emotional, now, okay, maybe it is a little bit too much. So, you know what she's going to do? She's going to calm down. So she can get it. And going to bring it back later.
We're going to come right back. We're going to pick back up and find out what's happening with you. Talk with Jay. Man, I tell you on the breaks, this is women going wild up here. Okay, I remember that a long time ago. I'm gonna tell y'all, I got a lot of women in the studio tonight, and they're giving me their opinions, and I'm gonna tell you something. I love it. Me and Crab gotta do this more often, man. I'm telling you, I'm getting pounded. I don't got my boy to offset me, so I get to go wild back, and I'm enjoying this. So one of the things I gotta say, somebody mentioned to me about how you treat somebody. And again, I'm gonna tell you again, respectfully, how I was raised. I'm always gonna treat somebody good. All right, friend, foe, whatever. Cause my whole thing, I ain't gotta ever go to your level. So whatever you got treated like is not my problem. So when I meet somebody and they tell me about what they went through, that might be a good map for some people. It ain't a map for me. I see you and I already map out how I want to treat you. And it's just that simple. And I don't really feel like I have to treat you bad just because I don't see you as a fine person. You ain't living as fine as somebody. I get that to the side. Forget that. I still treat a person good, period. So if I go out with a person, why wouldn't I feed them? My whole thing, don't let the food fool you. My whole thing, I gotta feed myself anyway. It is for me to know you. So if I sit there and have a great conversation with you, it's worth my time and it's worth my money. All right? And it's just that simple. Now, some people can't afford some of the things I do because I live good. Bottom line is I love to be able to do that for somebody. It might be a meal that they might be starving for, didn't even know they was going to get. I want to give them a good meal because I want a great conversation. You give me a great conversation, it's worth my time. If you tell me about all your wants and your needs, then 9 times out of 10, you probably going to bore. But you have a vision, and I know I got a vision, and you talking strongly about what you want to do, oh my goodness. Man, it's worth us. I promise you, I'll close out a restaurant. I know some people close out a strip club. They'll stay to the end. I'll stay to the end of a restaurant because it's just going to be about a conversation. It rules. I love a great conversation. It lets me know more about that person. I can express myself in ways where they know more about me. Before I know more of what I'm getting myself into. The biggest problem is most people want to be other than what they are to impress. It's not about impressing. Let's just understand. I just met you. How you going to impress what you don't know? So why don't you just be you? I mean,
but you know what? That's the problem. People don't know how to be their authentic self from day one. So when you do switch up and become yourself, now you upset the other person when you weren't authentic from the beginning.
You never did.
You're right. You gonna take me to eat? I'm waiting on that. Uncle Jay taking me out.
She didn't know I'm gonna take us. You know, she know I got it. Cause she almost sure she do that. But my whole thing is, we ain't never dated. We never did. But see, she can be authentic with me in conversation, things she been through because of vibe. You have to learn how to vibe with a person. Know a person to be comfortable enough to give people some things that might make you a little uncomfortable, but I don't feel like they're judging.
You know what though? You also have to go in not with intentions. I should not have expectations or certain intentions with you if I don't know you. People go in with expectations and they become unrealistic because of the person they're dealing with. Go in with an open mind. This is our first date, so we should be able to sit down and talk. I'm not going to expect nothing from you. You don't expect nothing from me. And as we get to know each other as we're talking, the expectations can come later off of what we've already done. But people don't do that.
And that's the sad thing is, if I'm willing to pay for a meal and take you out, I really expect to have a good time. The reason I say that because I'm happy with self and I like to enjoy myself. So if I go out with somebody, I have to tell no lie. I have an expectation to have a good time. I promise you. Now, when I say a good time, it's not about the end of the night or a massage with a happy ending. I'm saying a good time. A good time is
a good conversation,
and
a good vibe, a good wave, a good laugh.
Me, and I'm feeling you in a way that's not always sexual at all. But my whole thing is, at the end, you will still remember me. That's one of the things that I really have expectation when I really want to go out with somebody. Well, I got to ask myself, why am I going out? Because somebody told me before you go out to dinner, that might cost us $50, $60. You can just give me that. Now, I would say that could sound very
unrealistic.
No, that's real. That's real these days of time. I tell you, that's real.
Not to me.
Now, I would tell you to a person that wants more, they might not see it that way, but I'll tell you to anybody, let's keep it real.
It's
because
not about wanting more, but let me tell you why. Not even that. People say that and they're like, oh no, we ain't gotta go out to eat. You come over and I can cook. No, because in the beginning with us getting to know each other, we need to be a neutral ground. They just want to get the money.
Yeah.
Oh, then you.
They were talking about you come over, you get some.
You don't need to be talking to them anyway. How about that?
Well, I didn't, but they didn't sound bad. They didn't look bad either.
It don't matter. You don't need to be talking to them anyway.
I mean,
if that's what they say. Never mind, I know what their expectation is to get that from you.
I know.
You don't need that.
I said, hell, wasn't at the strip club. I mean, it was a better price. You know, I go on the budget. I'm just saying it just seemed reasonable.
You're all over the budget.
I wasn't even a baller that day. It's just a good budget. That took me out.
That's somebody you avoid. That A game, that B game, C game.
No, that was just that's a
I know
take.
they don't get nothing.
They
don't even get that.
I mean, well, that price wasn't that bad. It just, you know, I've been around. And it wasn't lizard. It wasn't lock lizard price. And they didn't look like one. But I'm just saying, it wasn't ridiculous. And then I thought about it.
Don't do it.
Let's get back to it.
Okay. Because yeah. Anyway, that happens too. So my whole thing is, you know, we got a lot of things to go on, and the whole conversation tonight is realistically, we don't always look at real,
Right.
and that's some of our own problem, because if you are being more real, you can see unrealistic things, because again, it starts with you. So if I believe in you, a lot of times my believing in you is me believing in myself, and that's my foundation of you. So I have to have something myself. If not, it's all about you. If you base it off another person, not you, that's where you're going to lose you. And that's when all of a sudden now you control me. And it's going to become more unrealistic, because you're going to ask me for things that's going to go against my morals. But I also showed you I'll go against them.
Even
because
if
at that
you don't
point,
go against your morals, stuff that you're not willing to give anyway. Morals or not, I'm just not willing to give that.
But you are when you ain't going to show that you have them. When you show them, it gives boundaries. If I ain't showing you that I'll do anything for you, it's almost well, hell,
But
I
that
would
can be
get anything out of
interpreted
you.
different though.
Well,
So don't get me wrong, actions will speak louder than words. However, my perception of your actions and your perception of your actions can be two different things. So whereas you feel like I'm just showing her that I care, I can feel like, oh, he's showing he cares. Oh, he gonna do this. He gonna bend over backwards for me. That ain't what I show her. What she talking about? Because of my perception of what you're doing. So that's that gray area where you gotta communicate and make it clear.
Even if you make it clear, you gotta remember, because I've been very truthful, and it doesn't matter, because that gray can take over, and you got to take it your way, because that's what you have perceived. Because I've showed you a better way. Now remember, when a person shows you something different, it's called exposure. I don't feel like you have to expose somebody to a negative, because that's all they're used to. I'm going to show you a positive, because that's who I am.
That's who you are.
Okay?
That's the person.
And that's going to be what I gravitate to, and that's what I want. And that's why I don't like mess, and I don't like all the other stuff, because I want to be a positive charge. I like to be around a positive person. I like to be celebrated, not tolerated. So when I'm around you, I'm going to show you a positive charge. That right there is going to be a different exposure that some people might be used to. I can't control that. That's just me. So when you start showing that and you start doing some other things with a person, they're going to start seeing you in a different way. And that's a good thing. I like to say, show your best side. Show you. When I say best side, this is you. Not a fake you. Not, this is what I feel going to win you over. No, it ain't about that. This is what I enjoy. I want to show you the things that I enjoy, for you can add value to what I like. You know, and then you should do the same. But what happens is, a lot of people feel like you might not like me. So I'm going to show you things that I hear you do, and I'm going to go with that. Like, I was decent in football. I like football. I watch football. So now I got people who want to love football, where I really want you to just love it for your own. Because I don't keep stats on everybody, because I don't love football like that. I love stats on what I do in my business. You know, LeBron James. I like LeBron James. I like some of the things he did. I can tell you all his stats. I couldn't tell you how many rings he got. Why? Because I don't live through LeBron James. I like some of the things he did in Cleveland. I like some of the things he did as a man, okay? But all the rings and all what he do on the court, couldn't tell you. Why? Because I don't fantasize through him.
And
I
you
live
put
my
more
own.
into him than you put into yourself.
That's why I tell anybody. But I like when I hear people talk about stats, and I hear people want to hate on them. I feel like I got the same kind of things against me. But bottom line, I have to go forward. I got to propel myself past what you might say. Same thing with him, and he's done that. And my whole thing is, when I look at him, that's how I look at him. But that's a real person looking at a person from where I've been, where he been through. Not just for the fact we both came from Akron, Ohio. It's nothing to do with it. My whole thing is, I like where he going. A lot of people didn't, because he left Cleveland. He went to Miami and then came back. But I know what he did in Cleveland when he left. He still did things that most people don't know. It's not about me telling the story. It's up to you to figure it out. And if you care to, I don't care to tell it. Why I need to tell a story for a man that wrote it? But you want to tell me about Michael Jordan and Jordan this, Jordan? I don't got a problem with Jordan. I think Jordan did great things too. It was before LeBron. It might have helped inspire LeBron. But I also know Jordan invested in jails too. So when you look at money, you look at things, I know what he did in Cleveland. I know the schools that he did. So my whole thing is I don't want to compare. It's not for me to compare. I know I like both of them. He did that where I liked him and I like him. So why I can't like what I like? Don't convince me to do anything different. It's the same thing in a relationship. Don't win me over with some false expectations of what you want when I have my own. And I don't care for the fact you don't like him. That's not going to make me like him or dislike him. I have my own.
Don't go
Be your own self.
You're not going to continue doing it. But don't go in trying to impress and it's something that you can't keep up.
That's unrealistic.
And that's why most people end up single.
It's still single.
Exactly.
Even when they're with somebody.
Exactly.
You still act single. We don't put a weed in that. Now, Patrick, yes, you can get a girlfriend, but Patrick, you have to be confident within something. I don't know you, Patrick, but I can tell you all day long, man, if you can't get a girlfriend, please inbox me and let me know what's going on in your life. Because, again, I can tell you, there's no reason why you can't. I've dated enough people, I can tell you, that there's enough people out there that's good for you, but they got to understand you, and maybe you just got to have a different walk. And I can't change you, but I can help you realize the confidence that you should have. So keep listening to my show, and my whole thing is to bring out the best in you because, again, it's not to talk about you. It ain't about to make you a Mac and make you date with a bunch of people. I just want you to find a qualified person that can bring the best out of you and understand what the hell they can do. Not the stuff that they tell you, program you, and I will tell you will not lead you to a true happiness like half the schools, policies that's being put out there in TV programming. You are going to be screwed. I'm not doing that. I own this. I'm not trying to program you. I am trying to help you realize as a life coach, you can be the best person when you understand you and she can see the best in you by you being you, not by somebody else telling you a lie to say. It's about giving confidence to a woman about what you can do. And that's a game I give anybody. That's what I do. But I do it for a reason. Now, I got to do a wrap up. How do you feel about tonight?
I feel amazing. We had a great conversation.
Look at you. I feel amazing.
Great conversation. These are topics that people are scared to talk about. So I really enjoy coming to talk to you and be able to be transparent and really open. So it means a lot because a lot of people are scared to have these types of conversations and be their authentic self and tell the truth. I'm ashamed of where I done been and what I done. So I can talk about it. Everybody can't do that. They're not that comfortable.
And that's why I asked you to come. I mean, one of the things about you, if I can get you to open up, I had to give you a little liquor.
Oh.
That's what we do at bar talk. We get a little liquor. But she ain't looking up. It's not about that. It's just about a calmness where I want to make sure you're comfortable. So the alcohol just brings a filter to an emotional side that you will normally not want to say. My whole thing is not just taking away what you feel, because some people feel like alcohol make you tell the truth. That's the biggest lie somebody can ever tell. It's a filter. Because I promise you, if I don't like you, and I take my filter, because with my filter on, I won't really say it.
You want to drunk me, not just over me if I don't like you.
I'm going to tell you. My filter off. Yeah, but again, it don't always tell the truth. It doesn't. I want you to be more honest with yourself and realize the purpose that you are here for. And when you live within purpose, now you're walking within purpose. And now you have a drive and a meaning for life. I would need people to wake up. This is a time, it ain't about the coronavirus, it's about you. If you're scared of something, you got to face something. One of the things somebody told me about starting a business, you got to take that leap. It's a leap of faith. And we all that got into business realize it's a fall, it hurts. But when you going to wake up to realize, until you take that step, you won't achieve the goals of what you're trying to set. So again, you're stagnant. They want you stagnant because as long as you stay stagnant, you make money for somebody else. Make it for you. And when you make it for you, you can start understanding you can make other things for you. You can start loving you. Because we should have never been hated, but I understand why someone does. Because when I understand our heritage, there's no reason why anybody on this planet should be hating on somebody else when we all was born imperfect. But we need to understand he has a mission for us, a drive for us, and we have choice. Understand that, and let's make it better. Not ignorant. And that's all I got. Bar Talk with Jay. We
ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.